Question of the day, oceans or lakes? I'm assuming we mean, which do you like better? I'm an ocean guy, through and through, always oceans. For the strength portion, it's a 15-minute E3 mom, starting with 10 per leg, single leg deadlifts. You can either hold the kettlebell in one hand or two hands. The tactical is going to be 10 deadlifts. There's a lot of volume with this one. It's about 50 reps total. With a very short rest in between. So pick a weight that's like 55 to 65% of your 1 rep max. The second movement is going to be the kneeling shoulder press. There's 8 reps per side. Stand tall on those knees, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs, and then press straight up over your head. Arms going to go into a corkscrew motion, and you're going to start with that kettlebell right under your chin. Final movement of the strength portion is going to be 16 dead bugs. You can either do opposite arm and opposite leg or same arm, same leg. Feel free to mix it up as well. For the work capacity, it's going to be a 12-minute AMRAP, but you're going to treat it a little bit more like a flow or an aerobic base. So we're not going to go too fast while we're doing that. These are technical movements. The first movement for the practical is 12 clean and press to windmill. As you can see, this isn't a movement that you're going to do fast. You're going to clean it, press it overhead, turn those feet to the side, and windmill down. For the tactical, it's going to be 12 snatch to windmill. All right, so same thing as the clean and press, except it's a kettlebell snatch. Turn the feet to the side, bend at the hip, and come down and back up. One thing to note too, the knee that's in front, make sure you bend it. It's going to help you get to the bottom of that position. Second movement is the curtsy squat. We're going to do 12 of these. You can either do them with weight or without weight. Either way, whatever feels better, whatever is going to be challenging, but you can do with good technique. And the last movement is the Spider-Man push-up. Elbow and knee are together. You're going to do 6 per side and then switch. All right, so the intent of today's session is we're going to get some good shoulder pressing movements or vertical pressing movements, which targets mainly shoulders and kind of all the stabilizer muscles in the shoulders and the hinging pattern. So hinging pattern being more of that deadlift, it's more glute, hamstring, that what we call the posterior chain versus like a squatting motion. There's gonna be some curtsy squats and some other things, but the main focus are those two movement patterns. So we're working shoulders, we're working posterior chain. In the strength portion, we're doing some high volume deadlifts. So it's gonna be 50 deadlifts when we're all said and done. You're gonna use a weight that's moderately light to medium weight. So basically something, let's say 55 to 65% of your 1 rep max. If it's been a while since you deadlifted or you're doing single leg deadlifts, find a weight that you can do for 10 reps, but you probably couldn't do an 11th or 12th rep if you tried. For those of you that are limited on weight, if you want to just use a little bit of a tempo, you can do that as well. If you can do 10 reps and you feel like you could probably do another 5 reps before you got tired, slow it down a little bit. Maybe go down for 2 seconds, pause for a second, and then come up for 1 second. So that movement of the up, whether it's the deadlift or the single leg deadlift, 1 second up, you're gonna go down for 2 seconds, hold it for a second, and the kneeling shoulder press, you're gonna be kneeling tall. So glutes are squeezed, abs are squeezed super tight, and then pressing from that position. One of the reasons we do from a kneeling every now and then is there's no way you can actually like generate momentum. Sometimes when we do the standing press, Some people will kind of go to the side and press, or sometimes people will do a little bit of a dip and drive or push press. The kneeling press kind of takes that out of it. Also, anytime you're putting your body in a different position than it's used to, for doing a movement like that, you're creating new neural pathways, and that stimulus can also create like a pretty big strength adaptation that when you go back to standing, you go back to the regular, you actually get stronger in that position. Finishing up with 16 dead bugs. Dead bugs, you can either go alternating sides like I showed in the example, or you can do same side. One of the things we're trying to do is we're trying to reset bottom and top hemispheres, and even cross left and right hemispheres. So when you're using two contralateral limbs, right arm, left leg, we're using different parts of the brain, we're making different connections. We're also resetting any imbalances that we have. So if like this side of your trunk is a little bit tighter than this side, that's one way that we can kind of reset that pattern. So go slow with those. This isn't a race. You're not trying to like burn through them. We're just kind of reset the body and then go right back into those deadlifts. Not a ton of rest on this, and that's by design. So short rest, high volume, that's kind of the name of the game for the strength portion. For the work capacity today is a little bit more of an aerobic based style. It's in a shorter time domain of 12 minutes. However, it's some highly technical movements that we're not supposed to be doing crazy fast, especially kettlebell snatches to windmills or clean and press with the kettlebell to a windmill. It's gonna be more of a slow, controlled pace. When I say slow pace, basically what I'm talking about, just something nice and controlled. Curtsy squats, same thing. You can either do them weighted or unweighted. In the example, I had basically held a kettlebell in the goblet squat position, but you don't have to do that. Curtsy squats are gonna give you a little bit different range of motion, a little bit different stimulus, a little bit more of like a shear force on the knee in a good way, not a bad way. Do them controlled, and your heart rate's gonna get up for this, but it's not gonna be like burning through the roof, spiking, because these movements are so technical. And the last one is the Spider-Man push-up. Spider-Man push-up is kind of an alternated hand-foot push-up. A little bit different stimulus, hits a little bit different muscles, and just kind of nice to vary it up from time to time. All right, so there you have it. Enjoy the workout. Leave your comments below and let us know how you did.